YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back on Total War Rome 2, this time with another team battle. I believe this one's a 2v2, and the other day I think I said that one of those might have been submitted by like Helvetian Slayer, and he sent me an email. I was like, no, I don't think that was me, but here's some good 2v2, so here you go. I'm trying to clear through some of the replays people have sent me. This one's going to be a Macedon Armenia versus Athens and Seleucids. So let's kind of see how this plays out. I do not believe this is the blade balance mod, at least I'm not playing in that. So if it is, then it's not going to work right. And I think that we would become pretty aware of that. A little bit laggy when I'm trying to fast forward. Doesn't seem like there's that many units on the battlefield here. Not really sure why it's doing that. Anyway, let's take a look at the armies. Eastern archers, slingers, archers. So 2 archers, 2 slingers, 4 Persian hoplites it looks like, and then it's going to be 4 Kartli axemen. And for cavalry, we have a mercenary Cappadocian, 2 of those out here, with 2 armored horse archers. And there's 2, one Eastern Cataphract, 1 Royal Cataphract. And then for Macedon, we've got a couple of pikes in the center protecting slingers, it looks like. Got an Agrianian axeman, a mercenary Thracian warrior, 4 thorax swords, 2 on each flank. I see a Thurio spear on each flank. A citizen cav, Sarissa cav, and a Thessalian cav. Royal Peltis general, or shield bearer general. 1 more citizen and 1 more Thessalian. Athens is moving forward with 2 militia hoplites up front, kind of a stack of slingers and mercenary Cretan archers there. Looks like the main line is thorax hoplites with the thorax sword on each flank. 2 Thurio spears and 3 citizen cav in the back. And then for the Seleucids, there are going to be 4 Persian light archers, 4 Persian hoplites, a silver shield sword, 3 thorax swords. They are flanked by a hillman over there, an eastern spear, 2 Hellenic cataphracts, and 3 Median cavalry. So let's see how this plays out. Armenia has a huge cavalry advantage, I think. I mean, the Hellenic cataphracts aren't bad, but they're very expensive. I don't think they would trade good against royals, and I'm not even sure that they would trade great against Hellenic cataphracts. They may not. The armored horse archers are taking shots into this ball of Median cavalry, and these guys really don't want to get caught by the mercenary Cappadocians, but the mercenary Cappadocians probably don't want to get caught by the eastern spears, Hellenic cataphracts, and all these other units, but they are killing a ton. Well, I thought they were killing a ton of Median cavalry. They haven't killed a ton of them yet, but they will do some damage. Here comes the Hellenic cataphracts charging in. There's also slingers right here, and honestly, these guys are kind of exposed to a charge there. They're going to pull back, it looks like, being aware of that. But yeah, with the fire support of those horse archers, not sure how that'll turn out. Kartli axemen moving forward under the meat shield of the Persian hoplites, so it's Persian hoplite on Persian hoplite, except we got Kartli axemen coming in. Thorax swords holding off a thorax and militia hoplite there, and then pikes just going to hold the center. Got some Macedonian slingers trading fire with the Athenian skirmishers. I don't think that the Macedonians are going to fare well in terms of skirmishing, plus they have kind of a disadvantageous position on the hill. Looks like the citizen cavalry just going to get out of there. That was a good call. Thurio spears, though, getting some nice javelin volleys. Let's see. I would think the Kartli axemen will do fairly well in these engagements here, but they'll get held for a long time by hoplites in the shield wall. The Cappadocian cavalry out here did some pretty serious wrecking, and the horse archers are just feeding it right now by firing into the back of that, but they may head over here to get these skirmishers. Lots of good skirmishers for the Armenian player here too, though. And these guys are going to be at risk. The Hellenic cataphracts going to take a charge from the Royal cataphract, and it's trample charge. So the Hellenic cataphracts are going to be in rough shape there, I think. Plus there's skirmisher fire. Yeah, these armored horse archers are going to make very short work of all these soft, squishy eastern skirmisher targets. The Cappadocians will eventually lose this, but fighting valiantly and still getting a lot of kills considering that there was spears and a cataphract charge that took place there. These cataphracts are plowing into the silver shield sword. It's a good choice. It is a frontal charge, but it'll do a little bit of damage, and these armored horse archers can mop up the rest of these skirmishers and shoot it in the back. And then that engagement ought to go okay. You've got Kartli axemen fighting Hellenic cataphracts. The extra armor penetration, probably a good thing to have there, actually. Macedon's trying to hold out against the assault of Athens. And these Thessalian cavalry going through the gap, but really don't want to charge the thorax hoplites, and the Thurio spears are here to get shots as well. Sarissa cavalry versus citizen cavalry. That might be one of the few fights that citizen cavalry might win. I said might win. I don't really know that for sure yet. Not looking great for Macedon at the moment. This engagement over here, though, is more up in the air. Regrouped Median Cav going after the Royal Cataphracts. And the Horse Archers are now free. I would think that they need to try and start shooting this Silver Shield Swordsman. And they may. Thessalian Cavalry is getting killed. Looks like there's a Persian Hoplite there, but it's the Thessalian Cavs pulling out. Getting some cycle charges from the Hellenic Cataphracts here. Macedon's holding, but I don't know how solid their position is. There's a Hippeus Lancer roaming around here too for Athens. The skirmishers for Athens were certainly superior, but the skirmishers for Macedon are still alive. And that's not a good thing for Athens. Royal Cataphracts are crushing these Median Cav, as one would expect. The Eastern Cataphracts are going to get into the back lines here. The Silver Shield Sword General has been absolutely ruined by the Eastern Slingers and Archers. And yeah, you can see what few skirmishers remain for the Seleucids are getting torn apart. So I do think this is going to end up favoring Armenia. But Athens is kind of breaking through. You can see multiple points where Athens is pushing through the Macedonian, and there's not much that Macedon has to throw at them at the moment. This Shield Bearer is going to be good. The Royal Peltist would be a lot more effective as an offensive general, but the Shield Bearer has much better defense, missile block stats, all that kind of stuff. So that would probably be why they chose it. Plus, it's cheaper. Armored Horse Archers, though, 232 kills. Very nice. Same thing here. These units are very much paying for themselves. Heavy Shot Cavalry are going to be left till late game, plus skirmishers, so not a bad picture here for Armenia. But Macedon is probably going to be wrapped up with Athenians remaining, but I don't know. There's pretty good fight going on right there. Actually, I think that Armenia and Macedon are going to be able to wrap this one up, actually. It's looking good for them. Yeah, Macedon's doing fine, actually. So a lot of Athenian breakthroughs here, but this fight over here is going really nicely for Macedon. And then when you take into consideration these 4 skirmishers that are free, 2 armored horse archers that are free, an Eastern Cataphract and a Royal Cataphract, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Athens and the others are going to be finished because of that. Here comes some citizen cavalry getting into these skirmishers. It's going to be a great use for them. Athenian picked hoplite general trying to push behind the lines and find a new target. The shield bearer there is still in very good shape. He's got 103 kills. The Silver Shield Sword General is still alive, but it hasn't gotten hardly any kills. And here comes a Cataphract rear charge. So Armenia is going to get into the back of these engaged Seleucid units. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the end of the Seleucids. It certainly will be. So the Shield Bearer General is still alive. It's going to go after these Thorax Hoplites. There's a picked Hoplite in the vicinity. Some cavalry being reactivated by the Macedonian player. And there's some Thorax Hoplites trying to chase some of these skirmishers, as well as a Hippeus Lancer. And that Hippeus Lancer is going to be in front of the Citizen Cav, but it's going to turn around and charge them. They should have just tried to get into these skirmishers instead. Because now if the skirmishers turn around and fire, the Hippeus Lancer is going to die. Which it did. Excuse me. Had to sneeze that one out. So this has been an interesting fight. Macedon's definitely not a great faction, but was, I think, for all intents and purposes, used pretty well versus Athens here. I know I would rather play as Athens because of the Thorax Hoplites. Nice play by the Armenian player too, kind of soaking up the initial charges with Persian Hoplites, following up with Kartli Axemen, and then using the armored horse archers to crush skirmishers and to shoot into the backs of enemies. Very, very nice use in general. 203 kills on the Eastern Cataphracts, 285 on the Royal Cataphracts. Very nice numbers for these units. And then good job keeping the skirmishers alive till late game. So definitely what you want to see. Citizen cavalry charging into the back of Thorax Hoplites. Not going to be completely decisive, but it will definitely help speed their routing. And then here you've got Eastern Cataphracts hitting the back of Athenian Thorax Hoplites as well. And all these guys are engaged against the shield bearer general, who's at this point just kind of tanking damage. You can see there's not much fighting going on because of the shield wall glitchy. You can see these guys just kind of sitting around. Hey, should we fight? Or should we wait? Tomorrow good for you? Yeah, the shield wall will sometimes make your men get a lot less kills because they just sit around acting stupid. Yeah, it's going to end up being a pretty decisive victory for Helvetian Slayer and his teammate. Appreciate him sending this in. It's a fun 2v2, interesting factions also, not the kind of factions you see every day. Macedon, Athens, Seleucids, and Armenia you're probably more likely to see, but still, not an every game deal. A lot of people just like to try hard with the barbarians in Rome. Not that there's anything wrong if you want to pick barbarians Rome, I'm just saying that they come around a lot. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this one. Nice job here by Thunderstruck. Got a ton of kills there. And then Helvetian Slayer did well also. And then we got Strategist and Biohazard over here. Let's see. Let's take a look at Thunderstruck. Yeah, but the kills on these Armored Horse Archers are spectacular. And then really did well with his General. And let's see, Helvetian Slayer here. Actually, the Shield Bearer got a ton of kills. I don't know if it paid for itself because I think some of his militia hoplites, but still, it was alive, kept his general safe, pretty much mission accomplished. These Thurio Spears got a ton of kills for a Thurio Spear. And actually did pretty well with these cheap slingers, too. It doesn't take much to make those guys worth it. Let's see, Strategist just did not get enough kills on his Hellenic Cataphracts. And with the Eastern and Royal Cataphracts around, it might get kind of hard to use these guys. Let's check out Biohazard. The Picked Hoplite General did get quite a few kills, and the Cretans did as well. And of course the Thorax Hoplites, you can see for the most part, were winning the fights against their Macedonian counterparts. But, I mean, in the end, it just wasn't quite enough. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out.